Good evening and welcome again to Maryland Metal. Today we're going to go over the scientific background and history and details about precious metals, and then go into a few in detail. I want to start by showing as we all remember from chemistry, the periodic table. We all know the lighter elements are at the top, and then they get sort of heavier and more dense as you go down. Now, it's important to note that the lighter metals were created primarily through supernova explosions of suns in various parts of the universe, up to iron and including iron. So that's why you have meteors with iron. All of the heavier elements were only created through the collision of two neutron stars. And down here you can see that silver, Ag, has an atomic number of 47, which means 47 electrons and protons. It's an extremely dense molecule. That means that there's a ton of energy in there. Palladium, 46. Then you go all the way down to gold, 79, and platinum, 78. So, as we can see here, the meaning of this is that these precious metals are extremely dense, but more importantly, they're extremely rare. The amount of gold in the earth, 190,000 tons in total. Silver, there's actually only about 72 tons above ground, although there's 560,000 proven reserves, because there's a lot of the silver is being used primarily in industry, solar panels, and so many things that it's constantly being used up. Now, the Earth only has 19-to-1 ratio of gold to silver, but the price is 72-to-1. So gold may be the best investment. In fact, there's only 9-to-1 ratio of mined silver to gold. In the Earth's crust, the ratio of gold is only 0.004 parts per million. Silver, 0.075. That's the 9-to-1 ratio. Well, this is the actual amount. It's not the amount that we can get. It's including the oceans and the earth. Platinum 0.005 and palladium 0.015. So palladium actually is not as rare, but in terms of actual amount, it's much rarer. And rhodium, I don't know if you saw today, traded nearly $20,000 an ounce. Palladium is getting up to the 2,600. So in terms of platinum reserves, most of them are in South Africa, 63,000, Russia 4,000. And in terms of the gold, silver, most the number one producers, Peru has 120,000 tons reserve, Poland number two, and then Australia. All the gold in the world, they can say, can fit into one Olympic-sized pool. I've heard other people say 3.5. All of the platinum can fit in your garage. Palladium is even less. That being said, the United States has 8,000 tons of gold, Germany 3,300, Italy 2,400, France, Russia, China, Switzerland, and Japan are the top producers. So that's sort of an overview and a background. And obviously the rarity lends itself to being a form of money. It holds value. We've agreed upon that, specifically gold and silver. Now I want to get right into a few coins. Let's start with a interesting one from Israel. It's kind of a commemorative coin commemorating the return of the Israelite people, or certain of the Israelites. We know there were 12 tribes and only 2 remained. The 10 were lost in either Afghanistan or some places in Africa. But Judah and parts of Levi were dispersed around the world. And then when the Zionist state of Israel called, they returned in the early 1900s. And it's in Hebrew, 30 years of the beginning of the immigrant runners, 1934, 1964. And on the back it has a boat, obviously, probably post-Holocaust because of those wires. It says, ye dared to go up. Now this is 1964. It's a 30th anniversary. That's 59 grams, so it's quite a large silver piece, but it is 92.5% sterling silver. I'm sorry, 93.5 sterling silver. And there's only less than 3,000 of them ever minted. So it's a neat piece of history from Israel, and we have it listed for $120, and you can make an offer. Then we're going to look at another silver piece, 1983S, the Olympic silver commemorative from Los Angeles. Remember that we hosted the Summer Olympics. A graded PCGS proof deep cameo 69. The rear has an eagle. It states just $1, but obviously it's worth more. And that's not even on our site. We're going to put this on our site and eBay store shortly. It's clearly worth more than the silver content due to its condition and the fact that it is in 1983, made in San Francisco Mint. Moving right along, we have a beautiful piece of gold. Speaking of the rarity of gold, this is a $1,905. So half eagle, Liberty head, in mint state 63. It's really nice date. It's encapsulated by NGC. It's given a serial number in case of stolen or etc. And the rear has the classic Liberty design. Now, as you can see from NGC, the guide, 1.4 million were minted that year in Philadelphia. This is a Philadelphia designed by Christian Gobrecht. Valued here at $700, possibly more. And we have it listed for $700 on our online stores and eBay. So it's a great piece of gold. Next, we're going to go do a new piece that we got. This is a fabulous 1932. Now, this is the full Liberty. Well, in this case, it's the Indian head. It's the full $10 Indian head. Let's try to get a good view of that. This is one of the nicest designs out there. I'm going to go right to the NGC guide. And this one is a PCGS guide. It's in uncirculated details. The details say it's cleaned. So it's nearly uncirculated, cleaned in this case a little bit. Has a beautiful eagle on the back. The same person who designed the St. Gaudens designed this for Theodore Roosevelt. It says $10. And again, it has the beautiful head. This is the 1932, the last year that this was minted before, as we know, the gold became illegal to hold. And they were not minting it anymore. So this one is graded somewhere. It's valued here by PCGS. We're going to try PCGS in this case. Uncirculated might be in the 50s to 60, so over $1,200. However, we've seen a lot of demand for this specific coin, and we have it listed for $1,350. And you're just going to see them similar prices on eBay, and you can't even get them anymore in regular dealers. You'll see them at $1,600 online, various eBay stores and sites. So this is going to be a great way to hold gold. We've already sold one in the past, and we're looking to sell this one as well. Let's finish off with some silver. Again, silver, there's 560,000 tons in reserves, but only 72,000 provable reserves, because what happens is when they take silver and they put it into computers and into different devices, it's gone. It cannot be returned. It's impossible to sort of get it back. So all the bars and such, and silver is only $25, yet it's only 9 times as much mined as gold, and 19 times in the earth. It's trading 72 times less. Silver could rise to 100 or 200 or more dollars per ounce, and it still would be reasonable. Here we have a 2018 1 ounce Austria silver coin. That would be the Philharmonic, because it's got the Wiener, the Viennese Philharmonic. It's one of the nicest designs. There's guitars, there's a harp, there are flutes. You really got to see this. They have a gold, they have a silver, they have a platinum, they have half ounces of gold, 1/10, 1/4. And then you have in the back the actual 1 ounce Republic Österreich, and that front of the Viennese Opera House. All right, so if you have any questions, call us 301-284-0531 and go to marylandmetal.us. Again, marylandmetal.us for further questions or to purchase directly. We accept Cash App, Zelle, any major form of payment. We'll even trade or find coins you're interested in. Have a good evening. That's Maryland Metal, the history of science of precious metals and certain specific gold and silver coins.